So Bitcoin is at a very critical level, and I'm going to break it down from the weekly time frame. So the first thing we need to mark here is our all-time highs here. That was the resistance that pushed price to this low here. So from here, you can see from here, we had the first low here, okay, which broke these lows here. So you could mark it like that. And then you have from this same resistance, we had all the way to this other low here. So you can clearly tell now from here, we are still in a downtrend. And the reason why we're saying we're still in a downtrend, if I'm to extend this, is because based on the weekly, the only time we say the trend has changed on the weekly is if the market breaks this to continue up. So you don't want to swing buy position until the market breaks above this. So with that being said, now we can come to look on the left. So on the left here, you can clearly tell this area here, this was a place where market was ranging for some time. Remember, we're on the weekly, so this must have been lots of months. So from here, we can clearly see, and then once the market ranges enough, it breaks above this high. So we can mark this high. Now, from this high here, you can clearly see this is an area the market has not yet retested. So meaning if price comes back into this area here, there will be a reaction. And the reaction that will happen here would either push price to the upside to come back to this, or it will break and then price could head back to all these other lows here. Another low, which corresponds to this other high when price was also ranging here and then breaks that. So this is what we have on the weekly. Now, if you are to place any trades, especially swing position, then the thing you need to do is that you need to first know that these are the areas in which you will look for trading opportunities. These are areas you look for trading opportunities and that. You don't want to enter a trade now if because the market is hanging up here. So that means for us to trade now, we want to understand behavior, whether the market is going to break this to the downside to come to this, or we're going to first come into this. So for us to understand this better, we can just switch to a lower time frame. So from here, I can come to the daily and I just show you how it is looking because we love to do our multi-time frame analysis. So from the daily, if you are to mark this, you will know that this is a resistance and this is a low that has been broken and then another low. So the market kept on breaking lows here. So where you want to really look for trade is if market pulls back into this area and then gives you a clear pattern because we're still on a downtrend, then you can trade. Or else price comes here and then gives you a pattern, then you can trade. So from that being said, we can come to the 1 hourly time frame. So on the 1 hourly time frame, I just want to break down to you how we can possibly trade. Okay, so let's mark our lows. So you can clearly tell that this is a low and then this is another low. So the market is forming lower lows. So what you want to do is just mark this lower low and then this other low. Let's just mark it like that because this is an indication that the market is forming lower lows. So this was the first low, another low, and then possibly another low. Now, only that because right now there is no high which has been broken. So this the first high is this. So as long as the market does not break this other high here, we are still bearish. And then we have another high here. So the scenario I want you to observe here is for us to know that the market could actually reach to this and then possibly to these other areas here, the market must break these two highs here. So we are at a downtrend as long as the market is pulling back to break like this, and then we are now pulling back. So we want to see if it breaks this and then comes back into this area here, gives us a pattern here, then we can look for sales. So this is what we want to see now on Bitcoin, because these are the lows, and now we have these other highs to possibly be broken. So let's see how the market is actually going to behave. Right now, you don't want to find yourself in any position because the market is just ranging. It could just come down to form another lower low here, or it could break this and then comes back here. So in this region here, you really don't want to find yourself trading because the market is in the range until we reach here and then you see a pattern. What pattern do you want to see here? Maybe a double top, a triple top, a head and shoulders, something like that. Then we can trade. Or else price comes here, gives us a double bottom, a triple bottom, an inverse head and shoulder, and then we can trade. Or else if price breaks it here, then we can consider these as our resistance, and then we will begin to look for trading opportunities. So this is what you want to do. Right now, no trade whatsoever. All we have to do is wait. If you don't know how to wait in these markets here, you're going to really lose a lot of money. The best thing which will actually help you is learning how to wait and taking trades at the right time. These are the best places to trade this. In the middle here, nothing is certain. So let's see how this plays out throughout the week, throughout these coming days, even in the midst of coming NFP and stuff like that. So let's see how this plays out.